All right. How's everybody doing today? Mullins?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Pretty decent, pretty decent. I got stuff going on tonight, but that's besides the point. Let's talk about.
That's okay. I got Lucha tonight,
Oh
so
yeah,
I'm excited for that.
yeah. It's like our middle of the week. Calm down. You know,
It's Mullins Day.
it's Mullins Day. We have back to back SmackDown, Raw, NXT, Lucha, Impact, and then if you watch New Japan and ROH, then you're really
Yeah, and then the weekends sometimes get really, really bad
wrestling
because
just
you're
never
packed.
ends. Yeah, wrestling
You're
never ends.
packed.
We got a pay per view this Sunday, presidential
Yeah,
debates, and a hurricane to top it all off. So,
yeah. A hurricane to top it all off.
but let's jump right in. WWE is reportedly trying to purchase the TNA video library, and there's of course the big scare of if they're going to buy the whole company, if they just wanted to buy the library. For the most part, buying just the library seems probably more profitable. I mean, because then they save money, and TNA is still their company, and they don't really need. To be honest, WWE doesn't need what's going on in the future of TNA. They only need the past, because unless they plan on taking Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero and all of them, then I don't see a need to really buy the current state of Impact right now, at least. But there's talks of that, and then there's talks of the majority owner being Billy Corgan. Of course, we've kind of want that to happen, and that's kind of like the thing that everybody was kind of pushing towards. So, Smashless Pumpkins, what are your thoughts on this?
Like I said, you hit the nail right on the head there with the
Mm-hmm.
whole buying the library thing. It's the one thing out of everything that could possibly come out of this, all the little scenarios, all the little twists and turns. It's the one thing that benefits both companies. WWE gets all the rights to all the stuff of some of their new guys like Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, Bobby Roode. They'll have all their stuff for AJ
That's the
Styles.
big one, especially because they can definitely mention AJ's past feuds with like Samoa Joe, Rude,
And
Arizona,
now that would be big for
Flair.
the as it pertains to WWE for as it pertains to the future because you can add stuff to all. You can even add like clips of that because once you buy that library, you get even the clips. You can add little clips to the video packages hyping up feuds with these guys
Mm-hmm.
because some of these feuds are gonna happen. They're gonna happen one way or another. Samoa
Yeah,
Joe is gonna end up probably feuding with AJ Styles at one point.
I don't know how soon it'll be. Probably won't be that soon. Not even end of the year, maybe. But he's definitely
I
one of
feel
the
like
next ones
Samoa
to be
Joe
called
could
up.
be he could be like a Royal Rumble call up.
Yeah, he would definitely be a great, kind of like with Rusev. That was a great choice.
Yeah,
That made him look really, really good. Of course, Samoa Joe. There's definitely
like
that
it would
Taz-esque
fit the same
vibe.
thing. He could
So
come in, he could throw out a bunch of the no namers. I want him to go back to 40 just because then you can do stuff like this.
yeah, 20 Raw, 20 SmackDown, or even 10 NXT, and then deal with
10 NXT.
15 Raw and 15 SmackDown. Unless you do
Yeah,
do 30, then I think NXT should have their own part in the Royal Rumble instead of having like an NXT Rumble to decide who's going to the bigger Rumble. But I don't know. There's that, but of course TNA news is kind of weird because of they're still continuing the tapings and they got a good bit of
yeah,
money
and the
to
thing is
continue.
like
And
they're pushing tapings massively. From what I heard from, well, you know Miguel, or he's our TNA guy. Like he gets us all the information a
dirt
lot
sheet, yeah,
sooner than most people get it.
yeah, the dirt sheet stuff.
He's our dirt sheet guy, and TNA's filming up to they're filming to the end of the year
Yeah,
right now. Like we're in October. They're filming like stuff that's gonna lead them into January.
and that's good and bad because like we've seen stuff that is going to be interesting. I mean, of course, in the past we talked about the grand title, the grand championship, and now it's kind of like, how is all that going to play in to TNA like long term, and how is you know stuff we've heard about in the recent past couple of days about a new stuff arriving, but aside from that, I think Billy Corgan's got a good direction of stuff, and for him to lose all of TNA, that'd be sad. But
It would
repackaging,
be sad
rebranding would
because
be good.
he's part of the reason why they're back in this state of competition.
Yeah. Now the other thing that's a big problem is like people are like, well, he can repackage and rebrand, but it's like TNA's doing so good right now. They'd have to rip apart a
You
lot
don't
of
want
stuff.
to repackage it. You don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, they'd have to rip off a lot, or rip apart a lot of stuff that they're doing really well. So, I mean, and there's not really any other name for TNA wrestling, Impact Wrestling. Like,
Yeah, like well, you see it, all you're gonna do is say, "Oh, that's what TNA used to be."
yeah, it's
They used to be TNA. Like
yeah.
you're gonna know immediately. Like it's gonna not. There's not a real way you can like change this. It's already like becoming synonymous with like all the Decay stuff, the Broken Matt and
Yeah, the
Brother
Hardy
Nero.
family.
All that stuff is already like in all like the Lashley, the Gallows or Galloway. Yeah, EC3. All that stuff is like EC3 is even Ethan Carter the Third. He was named Ethan Carter the Third
Because of
after
Dixie Carter. Yeah, so that kind of makes things
Yeah, like
awkward
that.
there if she gets kicked
That makes
out.
things way awkward if she gets ousted out of here. Like, I mean, if you notice, he hasn't really pushed that agenda in a while.
But he's also bigger than her now, I feel like.
Yeah, he is much bigger than her right now. And the thing is, he doesn't push that agenda like he used to push it all the time. I am the nephew. We're Carters. We're just better than you. Like he used to push that all the time, and I haven't heard him mention Aunt Dixie in a while.
At least from what I can recall with this thing with Drew Galloway when he was like, I'm the GM of the night. Like that awkward moment, but no, not too much. Pretty much I really hope Billy Corgan gets ownership of the company. But like I said, they don't need to repackage. They don't need to rebrand. Best thing is for WWE just to buy the video library.
WWE buys the video library, and
that.
the best thing is for TNA to sell them that.
Yeah, because they'll make a lot of money. Straight up.
Because the thing is, and Vince isn't trying, like, he's not sitting there like, hey, there's certain numbers I want. He'll pay anything they want.
Yeah. Like, here's
because he has the money.
Go.
Like he obviously won't give them $1 billion for this, but he'll give them a good chunk of change that'll be able to probably he'll give them enough money to where they'll be able to last through the end of 2017.
Yep, and they'll definitely help pay off a lot of debts. I feel like.
Yeah, and he'll probably be able to pay off all the debts with what Vince will pay with that.
Yep, and it's gonna go back to Vince's guys anyways, like freaking Eric Young. Rude,
yeah,
Aries, like guys like them that probably are, like Styles I think was behind or something, but yeah, there's that. So TNA buying or TNA selling that video library is a very good move because if you look at it, WWE is probably gonna make more money than TNA with that video library. I mean,
yeah, because more people are gonna see it because you can't really pull up. They don't have a network.
Exactly, and I think that also increases the prestige of TNA if you're like, oh, look at this company they used to work for, even though it's still alive, and then people could see more of TNA.
Like I said, I do talk about this quite often when we talk about TNA. I was around when TNA was a little kid.
Yeah, NWA Wildside, and like they weren't even on television.
I was around when you had to. I remember I randomly was home one Friday afternoon and came across it on Fox Sports Ohio. I came across it one day and I was like, what is this? And I was like, hey, I heard of that guy. His name's AJ Styles.
I thought he left, well, I'm trying to think. Was he doing Velocity stuff at that time?
He did like I knew him because I remember I saw him on an episode of Velocity.
Yeah. And aside from Air Styles, so there's that. But yeah, best of luck to TNA. Best of luck to WWE. Anything you want to end on, Mullins? Nothing? Good.